What's going on, guys? Welcome back to No Reserves Radio. I'm your host, Ren. Angelo and Austin with me as always. Well, Angelo with me as always. Austin back from his little sabbatical. How are you guys doing today? I'm doing pretty good.
It's been a day.
I'm surviving.
It's been a great day. It's been a very, very, very great day. Let's jump right into the question of the day before we get into news. It's going to be pretty simple this week. What is your favorite board game? And I'm not necessarily talking like classics. Like if you want to say Monopoly or Scrabble's your favorite board game, totally accept it. But think of the all-encompassing because there's a lot of board games. A lot. Anyone want to go?
What happened at the same time? Let's go.
Angela, you go first.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
So I just like Battleship because I like saying I just sunk Ren's Battleship.
Full disclosure, we've never played Battleship once.
Yes. Yeah. And I sunk.
No, we haven't. The only board game we have played was a Betrayal at House on the Hill, which is going to be the one that I say. Like, there's just something about it because it's like, I don't want to say it's like a RPG, but it kind of is. The game changes and you have to react and respond to it and think, and so Angelo's really bad at it, and that's probably mine.
You're really bad at it.
If you've never played it, go play it. It is a time investment because it takes like an hour to play, but it's a good game. It's like a haunted mansion exploration, and then you don't actually know like what the end goal is because the end goal changes as you play, and you don't find out what the end goal is until halfway through it. You're playing co-op for most of it. You can end up like fighting each other. It's a good game. Check it out. Austin?
Honestly, I think mine's like Connect 4.
Interesting.
I used to play that as a kid all the time, and I would always win. So it's just like no one beats me at Connect 4. So
we shall play Connect 4 at some time because I don't know the last time I lost at Connect 4.
Me neither.
It's like always at like bars and stuff, like giant size Connect 4. So today's episode we are going to do way too early award predictions. Today, as we're recording, is the last day of preseason. This upcoming Tuesday, 23rd, I think that's the date. It's Tuesday, whatever it is. That is NBA tip-off. So shortly after this episode comes out, we will be right back into the regular season, and I am pumped for it this year. A lot of things happening around the league, a lot of changes this year. Normally we have kind of a slow off season, it feels like, but this year there was a lot of moving pieces, especially superstar pieces. So I don't know. It'll be fun. Some NBA news. We'll start off with a moment of silence for Austin as Andre Iguodala announces his retirement.
It's so sad.
It is. It's 19 seasons.
4-time champion.
So this is going to be an interesting argument or discussion. Do you think he has a Hall of Fame career?
No.
Statistically, no, but accolades.
I was gonna say accolades, yes. Statistically, I don't think so.
You got nothing on it? Just no, Angelo? Like you don't even want to...
Just no.
Just no?
He's just
I
not
don't
about the
know.
block.
I think that if it's a weaker ballot, which I haven't looked at who's on the ballot coming up, but if it's a weaker ballot, I feel like he could get in just based on the accolades, and I don't know. I've always I'm not as big of a fan of Iggy as Austin is, but how can you not like him?
Right?
Right.
It's legit.
Austin's also. We're gonna have a moment of silence because Wembanyama has it's preseason, but he's
Oh
looked
my
good.
God, Bren's been waiting like 3 weeks for
He
this.
no, but that's the thing. He's been regardless of the time, because last week we could have talked about it. This week we can talk about it. Are you worried that you are wrong, Austin?
Not really.
In did you watch the 90-second clip?
Yeah, I saw it.
You're not worried that you're wrong
Look,
and
it's this phenomenon happens in football too.
is in football.
Like Lamar Jackson. He was super electric, super athletic. People didn't know how to stop Lamar, right? He ran over everyone. The
Right.
next year, they game planned for him and they contained him. I think it's going to be the same thing. People have to figure out how to shoot around the 7'4" dude. Once they do that, I don't think he's going to be this generational talent.
Honestly, they just need to put an elbow in him.
No.
Just
Yeah.
find Tanya Harding.
Jesus Christ. There was something else in the news that came up.
Oh, I saw something too.
What is it?
I know James Harden is full in on this. I'm not playing for the Sixers ever
Yeah,
again.
yeah. He
Oh man.
Austin or Angela's just not having it tonight. What was that reaction, Angelo?
I'm just tired of hearing James Harden. Can he just become a free agent and then not get signed?
I mean, that's probably going to happen. So, I was reading, and so the reason he wants to go back to Houston is one because he wants out of Philadelphia. That's probably most of it. But the other thing is apparently his
Why?
mom.
Why? Go ahead.
Apparently his mom is sick. We don't know the extent of it or anything like that. So he wants to get back home, which that I understand. Just be more amicable and maybe you'll get your way. I guess. Nobody wants to touch James Harden right now. That's kind of what we're seeing. That wasn't what I wanted to talk about, but I cannot find it, so we will move along. Patrick Kazarian sentenced to multi-year or multi-million-dollar NBA fraud. Chiropractor. That's out of our realm of news. So let's go ahead and jump right into the way too early predictions. Austin, you have the list of what we're doing. So
Yes. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through who we think is going to make it out of the East, the West. We'll do some of the awards. We'll do the finals MVP, and then we will hit actual season MVP. So let's get started with who's making it out of the East. So I will lead off since I'm just the one reading it.
okay.
I did a who do I think's gonna win, and then a dark horse pick for each category. Did you guys do that too?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
So
we need to touch on that. So we're doing our prediction and then a dark horse, someone off the rails that not obvious. We need to clarify that before we get into it. But yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
thank you. My team that's making it out of the East is Boston.
There.
I think with Porzingis coming in, Drew Holiday kind of retaining that Marcus Smart defense, but this Celtics team finally having a real big, I think
Drew
that'll push
Holiday
them
is a
over
lot
the
better than
edge.
Marcus Smart, just because of the offense he can provide.
Yeah, I don't think the fall off Marcus Smart is a better defender, I think, but
Oh
I
yeah,
don't think the gap between them makes up for or doesn't get covered by Drew's offense. I think Drew is
the better shooter.
hands down a significantly better offensive player.
Yeah.
So I think they will take it. And my dark horse that I'm going to say is the Cavs.
Everyone's gonna have my dark horse.
Yep.
Yeah, I also have the dark horse as the Cavs. Look,
Yeah.
So do I.
if you're making predictions, most people are going to have the Bucks, the Celtics as the 1 and 2 seed in the East. So I think anything past that's going to be a dark horse because those are the two everyone's going to expect to get out. I have the Bucks as mine for who I think's making it out of the East. I just think they got so much better offensively. Like, how do you guard a Damian Lillard, Giannis Antetokounmpo pick and roll? You can't. There's nothing you can do to stop that. You hope to slow it down a little bit, but there's nothing you can do to stop it. And the plan of Giannis is to add shooters around him. There's few people that are better shooters than Damian Lillard in the NBA right now. So I just think the Bucks got too much better. I think that they're going to make it out of the East. I still think the Celtics are a good pick. I just that's a lot of money tied up into the Jays, and I don't know if that was the smartest decision because I do think both of them are worth that money. I just don't think they're worth that money on the same team because it really hampers your ability to build around them. And yeah, my dark horse is the Cavs. I'm sure we all feel the same way. Like, they are a top 2 seed talent. I just don't think they can break into the top 2 seed this year. I think having them at around that 5 seed, because I think we're gonna have someone that we're probably gonna have 2 teams that really catch
fire
like
at the end.
yeah, and they just kind of squeeze into those unexpected 3-4 seeds, and I think the Cavs will finish around 5 or 6. And I think the Cavs are better than 5 or 6. I just think that that's how the dominoes are going to fall. And for that reason, I think the Cavs will be my dark horse pick. I could see them easily making the Eastern Conference Finals. I just don't think they get over the hump this year.
I think you're also just getting more experience.
Yeah, for sure.
Plus, we
Eh.
have the finals experience of Max Strus.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh,
Absolutely. Max Strus is the defining character
I
on
changed
it.
my choice now.
Go ahead, Angelo. Tell me how Jimmy Butler's going to win.
It's on the notes. But
I didn't read the notes after the first one. So, Angelo, let's take a step back here and glance behind the veil here. So, Angelo decided to make his list while heavily intoxicated. And I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, you're just going to read those notes verbatim.
no, I'm gonna have
you're
Austin
not?
post the notes and I'll just
Oh.
give you my predictions.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I can do that.
Yeah. So, Eastern Conference Finals, I have Bucks. Dark
Interesting.
horses, Cavs.
So we agree.
Yes. I think we all hit on it pretty solid.
Yeah.
All right.
I think the East is a little easier.
Yeah. You guys ready to move to the West?
Yeah, I'm
Yep.
good.
All right. I think the West is easier to predict for the who's getting out of there. It is
Mhm.
Denver.
Yeah.
It is hands down the Nuggets. They are going to the finals.
Yeah. Why would you bet against the defending champions when they didn't get worse?
Yeah. However, my dark horse, I'm going with the Lakers.
I think Ren just threw up in his mouth a little
I
bit.
think he did. I'm going with the Lakers. You can never count out a LeBron.
He's not wrong.
And they built the depth. They built the depth up.
He's not wrong.
Just, oh,
Brent's so disappointed in me.
I'm just. The depth is fine, but LeBron is old. There's no arguing that. He's not the same player on defense that he was. Offensively, absolutely, he's still going to be there. He's still one of the, if not the best minds in basketball. Anthony Davis, like,
Did you call him Anthony Deja Davis?
I absolutely did.
I love that.
When he's healthy, one of the best players in ball. When he's healthy. Yes, they built the depth up, but they're not going to be my dark horse. My dark horse.
The Mavs or the Suns.
Gonna be the Kings. I'm all in on the Kings
Oh
wagon again.
God, this guy.
Look,
And wait, who eliminated the Kings last year?
I don't want to talk about it.
Okay.
I don't want to talk about it. I just
That was your dark horse, right?
That was my dark horse. I agree with you on the Nuggets. Like I don't
Okay.
think that there's. I'm not picking the Kings over the Nuggets.
You're really
Um,
gonna do this again. You're really gonna
I'm
do this
I,
again.
I'm gonna do it again. I'm gonna do it again. Eventually I'll be right, but it's not the talent of the Kings, and the talent is there, right? I think we can all agree. Like the Kings have a good lineup, even if you guys don't agree with me on like their ceiling, right? They're a good lineup, right?
Solid squad for sure.
Yeah, like there's a lot of talented players on that team, and they it wouldn't surprise you if they won. Like you're not expecting it, and that's why they're my dark horse. But it's more just how they play. I just if we were to do a ranking on like must watch NBA, like a tier list, like top tiers must watch, the Kings are on that because even if they don't win, they are just so much fun to watch. And I want to see more of them this season. So my dark horse is that they go to the NBA Finals because that means I get at least 4 more games of the Kings this year because they are at the top. They are probably my number one team that if they have a game on that I'm awake for because this Western Conference start times kind of suck for us on the East.
Yeah.
Um, like I have to turn it on because it's that much fun to watch. They just play fun basketball. So that's my selfish dark horse pick. And I don't think that like if okay, if I were to tell you that my predictions the Kings are going to finish at the 4 seed, that doesn't sound crazy, right? It doesn't because
It
you've
does.
got how does it sound
It does.
crazy?
It
Because the
does.
Nuggets are going to be 1, right?
Sure.
Indeed.
Nuggets, Phoenix, Golden State. That's your 1 through 3, right?
Sure.
Mavs 4.
In any order.
Mavs. So Mavs, Lakers,
The
Clippers,
Lakers are not.
Pelicans.
Clippers, no.
Pelicans.
What are
Clippers,
they
no.
not?
Clippers will be a playoff team, but they're going to be like a 7-8 seed.
Yeah. They're gonna
Stop
be the
it.
playing team.
Stop it.
You know who probably will make the playoffs this year?
What? Who?
OKC.
We'll see.
Angela, go ahead with your picks.
So for my Western finalist, I picked the Suns,
Ooh.
Ooh.
and for my dark horse, I picked the Pelicans.
So I don't even
See,
have. See, I did the full prediction, so like we're not doing that this week. But I don't even have the Pelicans making the playoffs.
How?
2 words. Zion Williamson.
Availability. Oh, you said 2 words. Availability. Like Zion has played above 30 games 1 time in 4 years. Let's just call it at this point. He is
Well,
Bust.
I'm going to fall for that trap, but not only that, the Pelicans are a team that is made to run without Zion. I don't think they're a dark horse finals without
right,
Zion, but they are a
but
playoff
So
team.
you're thinking they scamper to the playoffs. Zion somehow comes back healthy.
They could, or maybe Zion just doesn't get hurt and the world ends. So
but like let's not pretend that like Brandon Ingram or CJ McCollum are like the pinnacles of health, right? Like that team just there's something in the water in New Orleans because they
probably
cannot stay
crawdads.
healthy. Crawdads are delicious though.
Yeah,
They are freaking amazing. If you've never been to a crawfish boil, go. It's
No.
I
so good.
haven't, but
Yes,
I've heard about it.
it like legitimate Cajun seasoning, it will change your life. Even if you don't like seafood, it's not seafood. Technically, they're
So, are you
bugs.
ready for this?
Go ahead.
So, my stepmom and my dad own a business. So,
Mm-hmm.
they take regular vacations to different cities. So,
What a
one of the things that my stepmom was excited for was going to New Orleans and trying their gumbo.
No,
And
I
but
if you seriously go, like, not to
so
interrupt you, but like I love New Orleans cuisine. It's one of my favorite places to visit.
so she's had gumbo at like because obviously you have restaurants around your area that
Right.
serves gumbo. So she's had gumbo around the area. She went there and she said the gumbo was the worst she's ever tasted.
Seriously.
Seriously.
It was like
She said the restaurant we went to when we were up in like Cincinnati, Dayton area was better than the stuff in New Orleans.
so it depends. I guess maybe she went to a bad restaurant. So this is why I always say like I will try anything twice because everyone always says, "Oh, I'll try everything once." It's a bad way to live because if you have something one time and it's bad, and maybe it was prepared wrong,
Yeah,
maybe
fair.
the product itself was bad. Like you don't know, so try it a second time because maybe something went wrong that first time. But like the first time I went to New Orleans and had like legitimate New Orleans cuisine, like that first bite, it was like the scenes from the movies. Like there was like lights, like everything zoomed out. It was just clouds. It was no, it's there. The meme about Zion going to New Orleans being bad for his career, it's absolutely true because like that food is probably the best in the lower 48. Like there's like maybe KC barbecues up there, but no, legitimate Nolans food. Try it. Go. Change your life. Um, that was an interesting tangent.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
So why do you have the Suns over the Nuggets?
So I think we kind of sleep on the free agency signings that the Suns made. They secretly got some fairly decent depth around Beal, KD, and Booker. And while I guess it
Oh,
is
ball.
kind of yeah, that's one of them. But while I guess it is concerning seeing Beal, be on a playoff continual like finals contender team for the first time in his career, I do think that the fit will work. Their offense is going to be crazy, better than Dallas's, and I think that they will have the depth to stay in games. The matchup you're worried about is obviously the Nuggets.
Right, because like I like the Phoenix roster. Okay,
Yes, it's a great roster.
there's nothing wrong with it. But my question is, do you trust Yusuf Nurkic as your starting center against Embiid, against
You don't have
Jokic?
to face Embiid in the playoffs, but
Right, but
more
I'm
against
saying like
AD if he's healthy and Jokic. And
because
because
their center depth is not like they have depth for sure, but at the five, who's backing up Nurkic? Is it Bol Bol?
I don't know, maybe.
I believe so.
It's either him or Azubuike, whatever. I'm butchering it. Regardless, like the center depth is what concerns me because we're getting to a point in the NBA where center is once again becoming a very important position.
Sure.
I just don't know if Yusuf Nurkic is the answer. He's a quality player, but do I
I mean,
trust him
but
to
here's
guard?
the thing. Even if because the game isn't to stop Jokic, let's be real, it's to contain him. But even to that like effect, I think if there's a singular team who has the guns to make what Jokic does in a game irrelevant, it is the Suns. So that's kind of way I
I don't
feel
know.
about it.
I trust the Suns offensively. I don't know if I trust them defensively.
That's fair.
Austin, who is next or what is next?
What is next? We are moving into the six-man award.
Okay.
So I'm going to start it off. I took an easy one that Ren helped me with because I could not, for the life of me, find a six-man. So I'm going assumption that CP3 does not start, and he is my sixth man. My dark horse, you're going to hate me forever.
Mm-hmm.
It is Ben Simmons.
Ooh. I'm surprised Ryan didn't make
That's
that same noise again.
not terrible. I don't agree with it, but it's not terrible.
I
Um,
expected like full on vomit. I just talked about
no.
CP3 and Ben Simmons at the same time.
You have to remember, I don't hate Ben Simmons' game. There's just something about him. But no, Chris Paul is also my pick for sixth man of the year because I think they're gonna start the season starting Steph and CP3 together, but I think it's way too obvious that his value off the bench is gonna kinda pay off in dividends because he immediately becomes the best backup point guard in the NBA. Um, even with his age, it's probably arguably the best backup point guard in NBA history. Um, and he'll still get minutes running with Clay, Dre, Wiggins. Um, so yeah, I think that one's way too obvious. I think that once they realize that starting two undersized point guards that really can't defend is a poor decision, Chris Paul will go to the bench. For my dark horse, I don't necessarily think this is a great. I don't know how I want to word it because I don't want to like insult him, but it's Malcolm Brogdon. Um, just because we know what he's capable of as an offensive player and a defensive player. For a while, he was one of the better efficiency-wise shooters in the NBA. We now know that he will be coming off the bench at least while he's still in Portland. There's still a chance they move him, in which case this is irrelevant. But as of now, Scoot Henderson is getting the reps. Malcolm Brogdon did a great interview the other day where he basically said that, Scoot needs those reps. He deserves those reps. He's earned those reps, and that's going to help him develop. So Brogdon will be coming off the bench. That's my
Great
dark
team
horse candidate.
player.
Very great. He's one of the best teammates I think I've ever seen in the NBA. He's just very dedicated to whatever team he's on.
So this award was very interesting for me to consider because the top two candidates are Chris Paul and Malcolm Brogdon, but I think both of them have the chance to get moved and become starters elsewhere. So that kind of phasiness, iffy situation kind of made me go in a different direction altogether with both dark horse and winner. So for my winner, I have Emmanuel Quickly of the
Oh,
New York
that's good.
Knicks.
I
Yes.
really like that actually.
I think he could take a step up. I think he's in a big market, so if someone's going to garner votes for, performing better, it's someone in New York.
Absolutely.
And in a similar logic, I put Derek White as my dark horse because
That's fair as well.
I liked what I saw out of him in the playoffs with Boston, and I think that with Brogdon gone, he's basically going to take that role, and that role won six man last year. So if he can thrive in it, he could get it.
I'm actually impressed that Drunk Angelo came up with that because I really like both of those picks.
Agreed.
Yeah, that's actually you actually have me second guessing my Chris Paul pick.
Yeah.
You should be intoxicated more.
Drunk Angelo has a clarity that's unseen.
Okay. You guys ready to move into MIP?
Yeah.
I actually really like all my picks for the most part.
I don't hate mine. All right. Most improved. We are going to move with Jordan Poole.
Can't have
He
no
is
splash
now.
without the pool.
Yep. He's now the guy on a disgusting Wizards team. Just on stats alone, I think he'll take it. My dark horse is kind of a homer pick, but I think Franz Wagner takes the next step.
Interesting.
So Jordan Poole's a good pick. And it sounds like that was also Angelo's pick, correct?
No.
Oh, it wasn't.
No.
Okay.
He was considered. I like the pick a lot, but no, he was not my pick.
He would be my third pick. He would be
I
like my
think
third
he's
pick.
gonna have a green light of all green lights.
Yeah.
So,
Right, but
like, if you told me he's averaging like close to 30 by season's end,
Not
I wouldn't be
surprised.
that surprised.
so for me, because we were talking about this before we started recording, and I said that the most improved player was probably the most obvious, and you both like kind of
Disagree.
you didn't disagree. You did disagree, but you didn't like vehemently disagree.
We
So the
pushed
most
back.
improved player 2023-2024 is Mikal Bridges.
I
That's a
debated
good one.
him,
I debated him too.
but I
So
thought he was good enough that it's not gonna carry over.
No, he once again, just like Jordan Poole, he has the green light of all green light. There's nothing in that New York Knicks team that says
wait, the
offensive
Brooklyn Nets,
superiority or Brooklyn
Brooklyn
Nets.
Nets.
Sorry, drunken.
um,
Anyway, but yeah,
um,
Brooklyn Nets team that says offensive superiority. So once
so
again, if he averages 30 points, if the end of the season he's averaging close to 30 points, also wouldn't shock me.
So after the trade from Phoenix to Brooklyn, he averaged 9 more points
Yep.
per game. Right? So that's going to be comparable to what Jordan Poole averages, right? The difference is Mikal Bridges is still one of the best defenders in the NBA. Jordan Poole is not. So I think when you compare like both of these players, the one that's going to get the edge is going to be Mikal Bridges because not only is he going to get those buckets, the same buckets that Jordan Poole's going to get, but he's also going to be playing heads and shoulders above him defensively. And I feel like this is Mikal Bridges' award to run away with. And
Not me.
well, I'm interested because you don't have Jordan Poole, you don't have Mikal Bridges, so I'm
I'm
actually
all in.
Let
I have hit.
me.
Go ahead.
I was say, let me talk about Mikal because I debated him, but I truly thought that what he did in the last half of the year eliminated him from contention. Because
no,
Poole
because
was really good, then really bad, then really good, then really bad. If he's consistently good, I think he earns it. But I think Mikal
but
did enough to move him out of that category.
but last year Tyrese Halliburton won it with that same sort of outcome
And that's,
where
I guess, just me not agreeing with how this award is
um
valued.
for my dark horse, I debated between two players for completely different reasons, so I'm going to cover both of them real quick. One of them is a homer pick, which is Obi Toppin, just because his per 36 numbers are insane. While on a New York team that did not utilize him, and now he's going to potentially be starting with Tyrese Halliburton. I just think the numbers are going to be enough to be a dark horse candidate, but my actual pick is Evan Mobley. Just because I do think he'll take that next step offensively this week.
Interesting.
Um, young player, obviously all defense in the NBA. And I think he'll take a step offensively and kind of shoehorn himself into that. I don't want to say second option because I don't think he takes away from Garland or Mitchell, but I think that he's going to get more touches this year, and I think it's going to pay off for him.
Interesting. So, I've kind of hinted at who my selection is here over various episodes on the podcast. I am all in on this player. I think this dude who was injured last season is going to have a huge resurgence in a big way, and I'm going to be debating if he's better than Trey Young. My most improved prediction is Cade Cunningham.
Why did Trey just catch a stray? Like,
Because Trey always catches strays. That's like the secondary basis of this show.
I guess, but that's just out of nowhere. We weren't even whatever. Talk me through Trey or Cade.
Cade, he has the potential of a lot of the people you guys just listed. He has the offensive scoring potential. I don't think he's going to average 30, but he does have the offensive scoring potential. He has something the other guys don't have in playmaking potential. And while he's not as good a defender as Mikal. I'm not going to say that. He does have a solid frame and could put up decent defensive stats. So,
Mm-hmm.
and he is the main driving force on his team as far as offensively goes, but unlike these other players, he has people around him to boost up those assist numbers. And I think we've shown with LeBron, with Jokic, that if you can put up dominant playmaking assist numbers, you can be favored in an award race.
So, just playing devil's advocate here. In 2 years, Cade Cunningham has played 76 games. In 2 years, Cade Cunningham has averaged 17.8 points, 5.6 rebounds, and 5.6 assists with 1.2 steals. You think that he's going to average significantly more than that, enough of a gap to
Yes.
warrant? So you're thinking like 25 points?
I'm thinking like 20 points, approaching on 7, 8, 9.
Well, he
assists.
averaged in the 12 games he played last year. He averaged 20.
No,
But you think
but he
17
grew
to
there.
20 or 18 to 20 is a big enough jump?
With the
You-
assist numbers, yes. With like almost 10 assist numbers, yes.
Oh, I don't think he's getting 10 assists.
I think he's got the offensive talent around him to get there.
We'll see. Because that's one more bucket per game and four
Pretty
more
much.
assists per game. You think that that's going to be...
It's like a rounding error.
It's like around this guy.
I mean, the
Yeah.
assists, like 4 assists is significant. I'm not going to
Yeah.
say that's not, but
It is. But yes.
I don't know. That's availability is going to be the issue for Cade,
Yes.
I think.
But if he's available, I think he
Well,
can run
Who's
away
your
with this award.
who's your dark horse? I mean, I don't hate Cade. I don't hate
Jordan
Cade as
Poole.
a pick.
I picked Jordan Poole.
What?
Yeah.
Hold on, what's the Vegas betting odds right now? Jordan Poole is currently number 2 in Vegas odds, and
Who's
that's
number
your
one?
dark horse. Who do you think's number 1? It's Mikal Bridges. I said Mikal Bridges is obvious.
Oh, so you just went to the voting odds.
No, I just knew that he averaged 9 more points per game.
I also had Austin Reeves as
Austin
this
Reeves,
is
like
question
Austin
mark
Reeves,
related.
I would accept Austin Reeves as a dark horse. I do not accept Jordan Poole as a dark
Jordan
horse.
Poole, man, because Cade's gonna run away with it.
Okay.
Oh man,
Ready for DPOY?
Yep.
I think at this point, Obi Toppin is the most bold pick tonight.
Maybe.
Maybe. We'll see.
Yeah, you still got a couple to go.
Yeah. So DPOY, I'm going with Giannis. It's kind of a safe pick in my opinion, but it is what it is. And my dark horse, I'm going with Marcus Smart.
Interesting.
I think he will be the defense on that Grizzlies team. Because, I mean, Jaw's not playing defense. Bane's not really playing defense. Jaren is the defense.
Bane's not playing defense?
Not to Marcus Smart level. Marcus Smart will be on the best player.
Yeah.
Did you just blasphemy our Lord and Savior?
I did.
You turned VP Desmond Bain.
You and new me, yo.
So my pick is another Grizzly, but it's Jaren. I think that yeah.
Okay.
Wasn't there a block scandal?
No,
They
got no. That was investigated, and no, there was no scandal. So Marcus Smart is. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that pick. I'm just saying that Marcus Smart's going to be doing a lot of funneling into Jaren Jackson. Because Jackson is clearly the most versatile defender. I'm not going to say the most versatile defender in the NBA because I think right now it's Jonathan Isaac. He's just a little crazy. And he doesn't play Jonathan Isaac.
He didn't say who. He said woo.
Oh. I was like, but Jaren Jackson elite every aspect of the defensive game. And I just think that with Marcus Smart there's going to be a lot more funneling, a lot more verticality. Um, verticality. And I think that it's a safe pick. That's why I'm doing it. Did you do your was your dark horse Marcus Smart? Your dark horse was Marcus Smart.
Yep.
For all right, I closed my list.
Are you ever prepared?
Go ahead. No, I closed it. I've got to reopen it. Go ahead and tell me yours, Angela.
Okay.
This guy.
So I went full homer with this pick. I picked Evan Mobley as my defensive player of the year.
I debated it.
I mean, he's probably one of the best defensive players I've ever seen. He can defend the perimeter,
for sure.
I'm not going to justify this. It's a great pick. My dark horse was interesting because I went back and forth on this. But
for the record, just before you say yours, mine was Bam.
Okay. So mine was the spiciest out of all the dark horses. Nice. So he looked really good defensively last season, and I think if he takes another step up in his game, he could be there. It would surprise me if he won, but I think Walker Kessler is really slept on, and I think he could be in the running in the future. And so I'm going to pick him as my dark horse for this year.
I don't hate it. I do not hate it.
I'm proud of us in these lists.
Are you?
Yeah, we're doing pretty good. This is
doing
where it all goes down. Rookie of the year.
Oh, God.
So,
and
spoiler alert, we don't all have the same person.
Rookie of the year, Chet Holmgren.
Oh, no.
Dark horse, Wemby. You heard it here first, folks.
No.
Not only did he not pick Wemby for Rookie of the Year, he called him a dark horse.
Dark horse, because he's not going to play a full healthy season.
Oh my
God! So if he does, he will win it.
If he does, he will. So he has the cop out. He has the cop out already, Ren.
I do have the cop out. Let's go.
God.
See, we were doing so well.
Everything was going great. Are you going to explain? Are you going to talk through the Chet Holmgren, or are you just you're just dropping the mic and walking away?
Drop the mic.
No, I like Shea. I think Shea is going to be the pivotal point on that team, and is going to free up Chet to do what Chet needs to do, especially with Grady there too. So I think it'll be kind of a situation to where he's getting all the boards. He may have to get some assists, and he'll be able to get points when Shea's getting doubled.
So, I want to talk more about Chet, but I'll talk about him in my.
Okay. Brent,
so am I going? Okay, well, so Rookie of the Year is going to be Victor Wembanyama. And I
what? Is he okay?
I'm.
Do you want me to go next?
No, I'm just I shouldn't have to talk through this, right? Like this.
Yeah, just drop the mic and walk away.
No. So Wemby is the most skilled 7'4" player ever.
And what's that list? Like 4 people?
No,
exactly.
It's a list of 0 because I don't think we've ever had someone this tall
or this talented above 7 foot. Because we all know Paul George and Giannis lie about their heights.
So there's a 5'6" guy who's super talented. This is the most talented 5'6" guy we've ever seen.
No, because so did you know like 10% of people 7 foot tall make the NBA, right? Like think about that. That's an absurd percentage.
Mm-hmm.
Not only that, but this is someone that is blocking Klay Thompson at the 3-point line. This is someone that's in 2 minutes running the floor, getting blocks, dunking, shooting a three. This is an insane skill set to have, regardless of the height. But he's also 7'4".
What do you mean, regardless of the height? That is why he has the skill set.
That's why
if he was 6'10", he's not going to be blocking Klay on the 3-point line.
Right, that's what I'm saying. But he also is shooting the ball well. He's also handling the ball well. The height is an addition to his talent. If he was 6'8", he's still an NBA player because of how good he is from a skill set point of view. But he's 7'4". How do you game plan for that? How do you close out on that? How do you contest his shot when him standing is taller than most of your players' are ability to jump and block?
Don't get headbutted like he likes to do.
Look, we're making this prediction without injury because we don't want to put that evil on nobody. And there's just no one in this class that compares to Wembanyama. There's barely anyone in the NBA history that compares to Wembanyama. There's LeBron, Zion to an extent. It's a really short list, so this is obvious for me. Dark horse is gonna be Brandon Miller. I think that a lot of people are kind of sleeping on him because it's a 2K storyline, right? Everyone wanted Scoot. Everyone thinks Scoot's the better player, and he might be, but Brandon Miller has a better team around him. Plays in a objectively weaker conference. And he's going to have a green light. Like, Scoot's going to have a green light too, don't get me wrong. But I just think that people are really buying into the Shep versus MP drama. That Shep's the real deal, blah, 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 whatever. But Brandon Miller is going to spin that VC this year.
This guy.
Go ahead, Angelo.
So
I swear to God, if you have Wemby as your dark horse, I'm walking away from this mic.
So I also have Chet Holmgren as my rookie of the year.
Let's go.
So one of the things that do you watch the podcast P, the PG's podcast?
Yes.
So one of the things he said that really got to, and this isn't a knock against Chet Holmgren. Please don't take this as I'm coming from Austin stance. But one of the things that Paul George said about Chet versus Wemby that really resonated with me was Chet Holmgren has had the advantage of having a year of getting used to NBA physicality. Whether or not Wemby is a great talent, it will take him some adjusting time to get, especially when the real games start, to get adjusted to NBA speeds. And I think if someone has an advantage over all the rookies, it's the guy who's been in the NBA for a year who still has rookie of the year eligibility.
But Chet has played just as many games in the NBA as Wemby.
Right. But he's getting NBA training. He's had a year NBA training that Wemby has not had.
He's in the atmosphere.
Yes.
So you're not saying it's because of injury like other people?
No. I'm saying Chet has an advantage that Wemby does not.
Because let's pump brakes for a second here, right? So Wemby is our dark horse because he might get injured, right, Austin?
Correct.
That's not my dark horse, but
No. I'm coming for Austin right now. I'm going for the jugular again today. So Wemby is the dark horse because he might get injured, right?
Correct.
So why is Chet eligible to be rookie of the year this year? Because he missed an entire season with an injury.
Yeah.
So why do you not think he's going to do that again? He's built the same as Wemby. He's 2 inches shorter than Wemby. But
Because he's not
why?
going to get hurt, dude. I don't think Wemby's or Chet's going to get hurt.
But why?
What do you mean, but why? Do you want me to say like someone's going to hit his kneecap? Like,
But him and Wemby are built the exact same. They're physically almost, the only difference is 2 inches.
Do you at least
Correct.
acknowledge that Chet does have an advantage coming into this season that Wemby does not, as far as the
I don't.
training and getting used to the physicality?
I don't
he's stuck on the
know.
talent.
He's stuck
No,
on
it's not that I'm stuck on the talent. It's that Chet has been injured. He hasn't, like, it's not like he's been running reps with the team. He's been around the culture, sure. Like, he has a better understanding of how the NBA works.
Yeah.
But I don't know if that's necessarily translating to the game.
It's fair.
Do I think that Chet has better teammates and that's going to afford him much better opportunities? Yeah,
Yes.
probably. But at the same time, I think that Wemby is a significantly better player. If you're just ignore everything else, okay? Just put the two players side by side. Which player has more talent? It's Wemby, and that's not arguable.
It's not
Correct?
arguable, but that's not what the award is.
But
It's who
that's
played the best in their rookie year.
I don't think that Chet will outplay Wemby if both play a full season, which I hope they do. Or at least close to a full season, because like nobody plays a full season anymore.
Right.
Well, that might change with the new rules. We'll see.
So,
Well, no, I mean bumps and like legitimate injuries. Like you're gonna
Yeah.
have like strained calf and
That's true.
like that's just gonna happen. I'm just
Bruce-
talking like
Bruce
nobody
Banter.
getting like a torn plantar fasciitis or whatever it was Jet had last year from like. I want to see both of them because they're in the same conference. Like I want to see them play against each other. I don't think that the talent, or I don't think that the talent
quite
around
honestly,
Chet.
quite
Go ahead.
honestly, Chet Holmgren is probably one of the only players you could say could defend Wemby.
Yeah, they're.
Just
I
from a
mean,
standpoint.
they're physically similar players, and like they play the game a similar way. It's just I think that Wemby is significantly more skillful than Chet, and that's not a knock on Chet because he's
Right.
very much up there. It's just I think that Wemby he has earned the generational talent tag, and like it would be like
Has he earned it though?
he has. Like
He's
we can.
received it. He hasn't earned it.
I have a feeling that whenever Rookie of the Year comes out, there's going to be a victory lap on some end from either Austin or Ren.
Or neither. They both could get hurt day one and freaking Anthony
if
Black
that
win.
no. If that happens, it doesn't matter who Rookie of the Year is. Austin's taking that victory lap.
Because I called the injury.
I don't think that's warranting a victory lap. That's like someone got
really
hurt.
Bad.
Like that's someone got hurt. That happens. Like, but again, we're not supposed to be planning on injuries.
That wasn't disclosed.
No, but that's how we always do it, though.
Well, I mean, but we just discredited Angelo's New Orleans pick because you said Zion isn't going to be
fair.
healthy, and then my
No.
Lakers pick with Anthony day to day.
I mean, I get what you're saying, but I'm talking like team. I don't know. You're right, but you're also like it's not that I'm saying
I want that
they're
on record.
no. I'm not gonna say like I'm not saying they're not gonna make it because of injury, right? Like when I'm saying I'm not saying Zion's out for the season, the Pelicans aren't gonna make it. I'm gonna say the Pelicans are going to face injury issues because they always have. Because every one of their starters faces injuries. So I'm a hypocrite, I guess, but when it comes to the individual players, I have a harder time saying that, it's a determining factor, I guess. Like with teams, I'm more comfortable with it. I don't know. You're right.
I can see where you're coming from, though. Not the soundboard.
Time to open the next drink. If you're just joining us this week and you weren't here last week, Angelo has a soundboard now. I hate everything.
Okay, Angelo, did you do your Rookie of the Year dark horse?
He did not do his dark horse yet. We
So-
argued about Wemby again.
So what?
Did Angelo just... Angelo?
I think the soundboard took over.
I think Angelo is
All
now
right,
on
hello,
soundboard.
sorry.
Hello, dark horse, go.
Okay, so I wanted to do a true dark horse because I could have taken the cop out answer and said Brandon Miller because that is a very solid, candidate
Oh.
because he was the top 3 pick if I'm not mistaken, and he is very controversial as far as the selection goes. But I really thought about it, and I'm gonna take this back to football, but in football, opportunity is king. And I wanted to think of a rookie who, and it can't be Scoot. And I wanted to think of a rookie who could get that opportunity or be in a situation for
He's
that
picking
opportunity.
Thompson.
I'm picking who?
Thompson?
No.
Oh.
So
I was
I
thinking
picked-
Mike, but-
I can't believe I did this. I picked Grady Dick.
Oh my
Because-
god.
What?
Yes, because I think of all the rookies, Toronto's situation could easily go from where it is now to Grady Dick's team, essentially. Him out there with
We need a virtual access to this soundboard.
Where
Why? What do you want? What do you
Where's
want?
Pascal? Where's Scotty Barnes? It's Grady Dick's team.
Pascal is getting traded, and Scotty Barnes is probably playing alongside Grady
Grady
Dick.
Dick's team.
Yep.
Oh my god. That's like... Oh god, he's got a soundboard.
I got a soundboard.
That's not even like a dark... Like, it's so far out of left field.
Yeah, it is.
That's worse than Wemby.
That's way worse than me.
That
That
is
is the darkest dark horse yet.
that was bold.
Is that the
That
first
was
golden
bold.
L?
That's
Is
that's
it?
that's the
is-
first golden L of the 2023-2024
Let's
season.
go! Got it.
This man just straight
I
up
got
told
it.
us with a straight face that
got it.
Grady Dick is gonna win the
I got
Rookie of the
it.
Year.
I got it. I got it.
You know, that kind of that's Angelo clapping for himself. That's weird. Like if you had said either of the Thompson twins or
I debated them.
Anthony Black, maybe Grady Dick. Grady Dick. Boy, we're revisiting this in a year. What's next?
Man, you could. It's either I was dead wrong or you're gonna need a lot of alcohol that night.
Every podcast night.
I might need it that night.
And Austin doesn't drink.
And Austin doesn't.
What's next, Austin?
Next up, we are moving into which team is going to the finals and who's winning.
So
I guess which team's winning of your picks.
So we already did our pick. So do not pick a team you did not predict.
Yes.
And we don't have to do a dark horse here because the dark horse is the second. Yeah.
Oh,
I don't need to...
didn't do it like that actually.
You did a dark horse for
You
a
did
finals MVP or finals
I did.
champion that you didn't pick in the finals?
So I did. So I'll just read you mine. So Eastern Conference, I did Boston. Dark horse was Cavs, right?
Right.
Western was Denver, and then Lakers.
Right.
So I approached it as Boston versus Denver, and then Cavs versus Lakers.
You think both of your you did it as both of your dark horses making it.
Yes.
That's bold.
Okay.
So that's how I did it. I'll give you mine, then you guys can do it however you did it. So between Boston, Denver, I'm giving it to Boston. I think, like I kind of talked about when I chose them, Drew Holiday, Jaylen Brown, Tatum, and then Porzingis being that big down low. Not great, not the greatest defensively, but a body to help put on
Mm-hmm.
Jokic because they didn't have that.
Right.
And then my dark horse between Cavs and Lakers, I'm doing Cavs.
Hmm.
I think if they get hot in the playoffs and through the finals, they will take it.
Oh, listen, if Donovan Mitchell if both Donovan Mitchell and Darius Garland get hot in the playoffs, I don't know who's eliminating us in the East.
And Celtics, if
No,
Tatum and
no,
really,
no. I
I,
am that confident.
I don't know. I think between Drew and Jalen, they could
yeah,
lock
that's
down 1-2, and then Tatum can kind of be thrown at the
If
rest.
Garland and Donovan are hot, they're not getting locked down.
mhm. Well, for me, my winner of Bucks Nuggets, which was my pick. I'm going with the Bucks because if you get Damian Lillard in the finals appearance, and he's
He's going.
dealt with an entire career of listening to people like Angelo, he's going off. Like
Say that again?
you're not gonna stop him. If Damian Lillard gets into the NBA finals and he's had an entire career of listening to people like Angelo about
Uh-huh.
how his legacy is tarnished because he's loyal to his team.
Yeah.
Like we're gonna see Damian Lillard like open the
Want to
seventh gate.
untarnished it? That's nice.
Would you consider that if he makes it to the finals, his career is at stake? Like his legacy is at
Are you
stake if
asking
he
me?
gets just either of you. Well, both of you.
No.
If he makes it to the finals and he wins, and he doesn't win, does that put his career at stake?
If he wins the NBA championship, he's going to the Hall of Fame
I
probably.
think he's justified.
I think he's going to the Hall of Fame regardless. But
I don't know. If he never
He
wins,
better.
if he never wins, do you think he gets in?
yes.
That's tough for me. I
But
don't think because
but
he
your
played in.
Mr. Accolades don't matter.
I am, but at the same time, like
Interesting.
he played in a conference for his entire career
Hmm.
where he was never going to be the best point guard in that conference.
Huh. Interesting.
I'm so confused now because earlier with Iggy, you said, does he make it on accolades?
No, but Iggy has the accolades.
Hmm.
But he doesn't have the stats.
Hmm.
So we're just playing. It's an opposite side of the coin
But
here.
what else did I
Hmm.
say? What did I say the prerequisite was for those accolades to be enough?
Interesting.
You said it was a weaker class, and I'll
If it was a
accept
weaker
that.
class.
I'll accept that.
So I don't know because he has the stat line, but he doesn't have the accolades. I think both are important when it comes to the Hall of Fame. One significantly more than the other. We've said
And
it.
which one is that?
I
Apparently
think
the
the
accolades.
stats. I think the stats are more important. The accolades are on top of that. But
Based on what you just said, you're disagreeing with yourself.
would you let me finish, please?
I'm catching today.
So when you're comparing him to the other point guards in his class, because he's going to retire around the same time as Kyrie Irving, Steph Curry, those players have similar statistics, at least season-wise. They also have more accolades. That's what I'm talking about. Like, accolades are important on top of it, but those are tertiary. Those are important, but they're not the be-all, end-all. The stats are important. But when you have three players that played the same position with the same stats, you're going to go with the accolades, yes or no. Like, that's
I
what the
mean,
accolades are for.
yes, but I think it's Steph, Dame, Kyrie.
Brennan is literally making
Oh,
my own
100%. It's
Brennan's
Steph.
literally making my own argument that I made like 2 episodes ago that he fought profusely.
And Kurt, I'm still iffy on how Hall of Fame works for NBA. I'm still learning that part. If they're on a ballot and they don't make it, is that it? Or can they go on consecutive ballots?
They can go, there's a limit, but they can go on consecutive ballots.
Oh, so
Okay.
it works like baseball, where you have to make it by X ballot or you don't make
Yeah.
it.
Okay. Because football, you can just be thrown on whenever, right, Angelo?
Pretty sure, yeah.
That's a weird system, but But I don't think whether he wins or loses his career is in jeopardy or his legacy, whatever. I just don't think that if he gets to the NBA Finals, you're going to stop him. Because he's going to be...
I think if he doesn't make it to the NBA Finals in Milwaukee, yes, that is like Exhibit A.
A mark
Yeah,
on his
that's
record.
Exhibit A. Yeah.
I can see that, and
But why?
I agree with. Oh, go ahead.
But why?
But
Because
why?
yeah, because if you said, because like I have said the Portland Trailblazers were a dumpster fire organization. They did not give him the supporting pieces that he needed. You cannot say that about the Milwaukee Bucks. So if you tell me everything around him is ideal now and he still can't get the job done with Giannis, then no. That's Exhibit A, dude.
But so let's
Giannis got it done with Drew Holiday.
So let's visit this again. Let's visit this real quick. So if Giannis makes the finals this year, but he doesn't win, is that a mark on his legacy?
It's different.
It's different.
But
yes.
it's
Giannis
not.
has
Didn't
been
leave
there.
a team he was loyal to for forever
But
in this
what?
big like stink. Go to the team and lose. He stayed with Milwaukee. If Dame leaves,
He
a
won
team,
with Milwaukee.
yeah.
I get that, but what I'm saying is, are we acknowledging that it's a team game or not? Because let's say that a year from now we're sitting here talking about the Milwaukee Bucks losing in the NBA Finals, but you know what? Dame's performance in the series, he lost, but he could have been the Finals MVP. Is that a mark on his legacy because he didn't win because Giannis missed a buzzer-beating layup? Like, that's what I'm talking about. Like, we focus too much on the idea of it, and we don't think of the bigger picture.
I was kind of inferring that it was Dame's fault that they lost.
If it's Dame's fault they lost, absolutely.
That's
But
where my head was at. Was if
but
it's Dame did not perform how
but if
Dame should
if
have.
Dame gets there and Dame
But not
performs like
only that,
Dame,
let's be
and
realistic. How many scenarios do you have where we're assuming health with all this? How many
right,
scenarios do you have the Bucks make the NBA Finals, they lose, and it's Giannis's fault? Really?
right, but how many, like, based on prior performances, how many situations do you think that it's Dame's fault? Like, the Portland Trailblazers were not a good team because of Damian Lillard.
Right.
But the Bucks are a good team, a great team.
That now
Right,
has Damian Lillard.
and that's what I'm saying. But the question was phrased as, if Damian Lillard makes the finals and loses, is it a mark on his legacy? It depends on his performance, would be fair to say, but no, losing in the finals is not a mark on his legacy as long as he plays like Dame. Because only one team can win, and you know what? If he loses to the Denver Nuggets and Nikola Jokic, why are we gonna say, man, Damian Lillard, that's a mark against you? Nikola Jokic might be the best player in. There's no
Because
might.
you also might be the best player in Giannis, and once again, I'm like visualizing this in my head. If that happens, I think Dame is getting outplayed by Jamal Murray. And yes, if Dame gets outplayed by Jamal Murray in an NBA Finals, I'm gonna look sourly on that.
Okay, let's clarify which Jamal Murray are we talking about here?
Oh my God.
No. It's a
That's a fair
legitimate thing.
question. That's a fair question.
Is it Jamal Murray or is it Nuclear Murray? Because those are two very different
No,
people.
that's a very fair discussion because Murray in the playoffs last year was a completely different beast, and I dare I say, playoff Murray last year might be one of the best point guards I've ever seen. And that's not Jamal Murray in the regular season last
It
year.
is not.
So again, like, and that's the other thing. Like, let's devil's advocate. Give me a team from the East, one of you that is gonna, or a team from the West that's gonna make it. I don't care which one.
That's gonna what? Make the playoffs?
Make the finals.
It'd be
versus the
Suns number
Bucks.
2. Yeah, Suns.
So let's say Grayson Allen decides that he's going to hit 10 threes in a game and win the finals. Are we really going to hold that against Damian Lillard?
So once
to
again,
me, it depends on the performances of Dame through the season or through the finals.
one game is important, but at the same time, it's a series. You have to win
Look,
4.
I'm saying game 7, Damian Lillard drops 30, shoots, let's say 50, 40, 78. Bad free throw shooting night, right? Grayson Allen hits 10 for 10 from 3 and the Suns win. Are you really going to sit here and say, oh, man,
How
Dame?
much did they lose by? Did the free throws cost them the game?
Oh, for the love of God, you're overthinking it. I was just looking at a stat line. I'm saying, like, are you really?
I know what you're saying.
Are we not going to account that someone got hot at the right time? Like that's what I talk about when I say that only one team can win. Like, every season is not a failure just because you didn't win the NBA finals. Like, a player got hot at the right time, they won. That doesn't invalidate the success of every other NBA team that, got to the playoffs or made it to the second round, made it to the third round. Like, those are still accomplishments that we should be celebrating.
I mean,
They're not the finals, they're not winning the finals, but they're still accomplishments. And that's kind of what I'm talking about when I'm saying if Dame makes it and Dame plays well, it doesn't matter if they win or lose. That doesn't impact his legacy. Now, if Dame gets there and he shoots like 3 for 15, goes in, like, posts up from the wing every possession and just tries to back down people and shoots
Ren
into.
has PTSD.
And that's what I was more thinking was he doesn't perform the way Dame does.
Right. So in that situation, yes, but the question wasn't phrased that way. It was just phrased as if he loses in the finals. If Dame is the reason they lose, absolutely, that impacts his legacy. But
agree to disagree.
Just losing in the finals, no.
Okay, where did we leave off?
Did Angelo make his prediction?
I don't think so, no.
I don't think he
so
did.
either.
I do not think he did.
Because you guys didn't do the dark horse option, right?
No, I did not.
Okay.
So, what was Ren picks again?
I was Bucks Nuggets.
And you picked 2?
I picked the Bucks because I just don't think that if you get I don't think Damian Lillard is gonna be stopped if he makes it to the finals.
Okay. Dame is putting all the rest of the gas.
I think
series.
Everything after this season is going to be a downhill slope if they make the finals from Dame, because I think he is going to give everything he has to win it this year.
Right. Okay, so I had the Suns against the Bucks, and I have the Suns winning and Kevin Durant taking Finals MVP.
Oh, you just okay.
You just jumped into the Finals MVP. We were going.
Because that's what would have to happen. I mean, why wouldn't you give your Finals MVP if you gave your winner? Why
okay, well, I mean, mine was obvious. Mine was Dame.
Yeah.
Mine are less obvious. Mine was if the Boston win, I was giving it to Porzingis.
Porzingis?
Really?
What?
Yeah. It will be his and remember, in my mind, Porzingis was the one that was containing and stopping Jokic. That contributes to the finals win for Boston.
You're giving him an MVP.
I am. He retired, dude. We got to have a new one.
Oh, God.
And then if it was Lakers Cavs, I'm giving it to Mobley.
Yeah, that's fair. That one's fair.
I could see it, but I think it's going to Donovan if we win the finals.
I think, yeah, I think that, like, if we had a Cavs final, and this is just me, like, staring off into space. Yeah. No, I think that Mobley would be, like, the one that, like,
deserved it.
Basketball fans would be like, he deserved it, but, like, basketball watchers would be like, Donovan Mitchell dropped 30 in the game 7.
Like Aaron Gordon.
I think that.
Yes.
people that really, really follow basketball would be like, that was a hell of a game for Mobley. He deserved it. Like,
I agree. I agree. That is probably how that goes down.
but I think Donovan would get it because he's the name and he would probably score a lot. And that's unfortunate that we value scoring so much because Mobley would have been doing a lot of the little things that got them there. And
which is why Iggy won
Mobley's
it.
probably the one defending Jokic or AD or
he's
whoever.
defending as long as they're above like 6'4", Mobley's on him.
Yeah, for sure.
So.
But okay, Angela, back to your KD.
Yes. So I think that if KD is going to kind of revitalize his name, because let's be real, KD's legacy and how we view him has taken a hit over the last, I'd say, 3-4 years.
Been a little muddy.
Just a little muddy. I think this is the season. This is the scenario. If it's not this year, it's probably not happening because the man is 35 and he is on probably, and this man's been on a really good roster, but this is probably his best chance to win a finals post Warriors.
I think KD going to Warriors put a never-ending black mark on his record for he's going to be on super teams. He made with Warriors. He attempted with the Nets.
Yeah, exactly. I think going from the Warriors and then doing that with the Nets and then going to the Suns kind of cemented that, not the Warriors.
I think the Warriors was the start. It was like, okay, if it happened once, we're not mad. Like, fool me once, shame on,
I think it was by far the most impressive team he was on.
Was he part of the 72?
No. He came the year after.
No, that was actually, if you followed the group chat a couple weeks ago, there was a huge argument between Angelo and I.
Shocker.
Yeah, because like he basically was saying the 73 win Warriors were pointless. Like nobody cares about that.
Good job, Angelo.
And like
they didn't seal the deal. They didn't get the job done.
Which is so depressing.
But
that's easily that's equal to the Patriots going undefeated and then losing in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
But it doesn't. It's still impressive.
Except
it's still impressive. I agree.
No, you agree. Everyone agrees. It's still impressive, except Angelo. There was a huge that was like recently top 3 biggest arguments in the group chat.
Top 3 isn't impressive, honestly.
It is. Our group chat is great.
Yeah.
Are
we ready for MVP?
There was something I wanted. So here's the interesting thing, because this is a little odd segue. If you go to like any NBA circle, like NBA Reddit, or like browse the comments on ESPN, if you hate yourself, you will see the snake emoji pop up 2 times. One if you're referencing Kobe, and once if you're referencing KD, for 2 completely different reasons. And I just find that an interesting little cultural thing that we do.
I thought you were going to say Austin Reeves.
What?
Or no, Caruso. White Mamba.
Oh. That's not the White Mamba.
Who's the White Mamba?
Brian Scalabrine.
Current day White Mamba.
Brian Scalabrine is still like that.
Is he still in the league?
No.
Is he a current player? Then he's not current.
No. So, like, if I say Mello, who do you think I'm talking about?
Cheeseburger.
LaMelo.
Right, but LaMelo Ball is the new Mello. He's in the league.
I don't call him
Mello.
What?
Oh, you don't? You don't? You don't? So, like,
you're in my world.
Let's go to MVP already. God damn it.
Oh my god, I thought I forgot MVP for a second.
I would have died laughing.
It was at the top. MVP. I'm doing Jason Tatum.
Mm-hmm.
Under the belief they get to, doesn't really matter, but they get to the finals and they win. I'm going with Tatum. Dark horse, Dame.
Interesting.
That's a very interesting dark horse.
That's a very it's not that I disagree with it at all. It's just that didn't even cross my mind.
Yeah.
So you don't think playing alongside Giannis is kind of gonna A, diminish Dame's stats, and B, diminish Dame's
Dame is the second best person on that team, which means he's not going to get the defense that he got under Portland.
And also, he's going to be running pick and roll with the best roll man in the NBA.
But you're not going to give the credit to the roll man, who is the face of the. I don't know. I think that's.
I think Dame could average more than Giannis.
I think it's. This sounds bad because we were just talking about how Dame's legacy could take a hit. I think it could be a storyline. If Dame comes out and is firing, like the Bucks are firing on all cylinders, all the other fans are like, yes, Dame's going to get his thing. And then all of the true Portland fans who actually like Dame and aren't mad at him are going to vote too. So I think the entire league could get behind Dame and like, yes, he's finally going to get one.
That's fair.
Storylines
are important. So, you ever seen the episode of The Simpsons where Bart's on the back of the bus and everyone's like, "Say the line"?
Say the line.
So we're doing it again. We're doing it again. So MVP gonna be Luka. Gonna be Luka.
Oh no.
It's gonna be Luka. Look.
I told you. What did I say last episode? Guys, I predicted it. He
so
the Luka trap. And you swore to me. You said no, it's not Luka.
So
it's not. It's someone different.
So it wasn't. So it wasn't at that time. So I had Nikola Jokic penciled in here, and then I erased it about 2 days ago when I was going over my list again in preparation for this episode.
That's why you don't write Nikola Jokic's name in pen. Go on.
Pencil. You can't erase pen.
That was my point.
You can white out pens. That's witchcraft. So, so I had Nikola Jokic for a long time, and it just felt too safe, right? So Luka Doncic this year, the Mavs' biggest weakness last year was their defense. They improved that tenfold. Kyrie and Luka did not get a full season to play together. This year they've got a full off season to get comfortable with each other. It seems like everything coming out, they are working well together. Luka is one of the most fantastical players we've ever seen. He could come out and average a 30-point triple-double this year, 12 assists, 11 rebounds. That wouldn't surprise me. And if the Mavericks are in the playoffs, which I think they will be, I think they'll be probably around a 4 or 5 in that ballpark. It's a safe pick. It's a boring pick. I get it. Say the line. Totally 100% agree with you. My dark horse pick is SGA. So I think that...
Damn it.
I debated that one too.
So I think that the OKC Thunder will make the playoffs. I hinted at this at the start of the episode. I think that they're going to be probably a 7, maybe a 6 seed. And I think it's going to be entirely based on SGA. I think SGA could mess around and average 33, 34, like insane numbers. The pieces around him, fantastic. Like, we as a podcast, we are all in agreement on like Josh Giddey, Chet Holmgren, even though we just went on a segment arguing about it. Like, we know how talented he is. Even when you get to the bench, Lou Dort, it's just an all-around great team. It's going to be led by SGA, and if they make enough noise to get one of those higher seeds, at least like a 6 seed, SGA is going to be in contention, and I wouldn't be surprised to see him win it if he does average those insane numbers to get them there.
So, are you done?
Yeah.
Okay, so I want to rewind it back. Austin, you unmute your mic for this. Damn it.
Roger that, boss.
So, you can go back, because we have been doing this now, going
almost
on a year. It'll be a year next month. And one of the events that happened over the year was I said that Joel Embiid would win MVP because of narrative, because they were tired of Jokic. And the man across from me that just said the two phrases narrative is true and Jokic feels too safe, who has over the last year been like, defend the Embiid take. Defend it with statistics, Angelo. Defend it with statistics. Angelo,
He
the
never did.
stats don't
He
make
never
sense.
did. He
Defend it.
never did.
You never did that. You never did that. You
What?
never did that. You never had. There was never a segment on this show that you said defend the Joel Embiid MVP take with stats. Do it. You never did that
No, I'm saying you never did.
because it wasn't defendable. But that's my point. You're up here saying like you.
Even the recording software had enough of him.
Open. You had a come to Jesus moment. You said, yes, the narrative does matter.
Well,
Yeah.
I don't. So let me rephrase that. I don't think the narrative matters. I think Kendrick Perkins gaslit everyone into voting for Joel Embiid. Let's be.
You just said the narrative. Oh my god.
Did I say the narrative matters?
Yeah, you said storylines are important.
No, they're important. They're absolutely important. I think like
Don't you dare backtrack this.
No. So from a analysis point of view, because we are unfortunately analysts at this point, storylines matter. Like if we're just gonna come out and say that, you know, X player average Y points, B player average C points, like that who cares? Like that's not enjoyable. But if like SGA's dog got ran over and it's in critical condition right now, but he came out and he hit those free throws, that's important. That's a storyline. Those storylines are critical because otherwise we're just reading stats off. That's what I mean by that. So when we have things like adversity, those are important. They're not the be all end all though. I think you're reading too much into what I was saying.
I think
Hello?
you've seen the light. It's okay.
No, I haven't.
So-
There's no light. It's dark.
It's shining
Scary.
through. We're
All right,
cracking away the.
so I
the
can get my predictions out the way now.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes.
Anyway, I basically have a mix of year two's predictions. I got Tatum winning MVP and SGA as my dark horse.
Look at us being different, Ren.
Yeah.
He took. Hold on, MVP. Hold on. What's the MVP voting? Jokic is the leader. So none of us took the leader.
No.
I took Luka, who was number
It's too
2.
safe.
No, it is too safe. It 100% is too safe because like this is Jokic 2 Electric Boogaloo because he should have won last year. So if we're going off the narrative, right, it's Jokic's because the NBA owes him an MVP.
Yes.
But that's I don't think that's fair. Like he should earn it, and I think he can. But I'm not gonna bet on him.
My Dame take's pretty far down there.
Yeah, it is.
And Dame is really far. Hold on. I mean, I have to click on expand. Damian Lillard is after Anthony Edwards, Devin Booker. Plus 2,200. You should bet on that. That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
That's it, right?
That's it.
Do you guys got anything else?
I will screenshot all my
Notes upload.
and I'll put them in the chat so you can read them now that you had all the results.
Yeah, I'll actually read through them because I didn't want to spoil it because I wanted like live reaction, so I ignored you when you posted them. Hey guys, down below in the description, All of our socials are linked there, as well as the donate button and the Patreon if you do want to support the channel. Don't have to, but if you do, it's down there. I don't know. You guys got anything else at all? Like, it's been a couple weeks since we had the full roster here, so
Yeah.
like, is there anything we want to talk about?
I don't think so.
The
Felt
football.
good to be back.
Yeah, so we've got the football podcast going on, and that is churning out content left and right. So if you are a fan of football, do check that out. No Reserves Football. It is on the same channel. So again, click the links down below. Everything is in that. You will figure it out from there because you are smart. You are intelligent. You are worthy. But yeah, Angelo and Alex do a great job over there. It's enjoyable. That is the birthplace of the soundboard. So right now it's not exactly high up on my list, but
What was Alex's favorite? Hold on, I gotta.
oh my god, why is there favorites?
Hold on.
Why do we have favorites?
We used this a lot.
I hate how long it sustains. Like if
I
it was
know.
just a wow, it would have been fine. But like the fade out,
It's
I hate
great.
that. No, it's
great.
not.
It's great.
I want that as my green release sound for 2K though. Like I will pay like $100 if 2K puts it in. Oh, God.
Man, that would
It's
be
more
great.
like, wow, Ren greened one.
I green a lot of floaters.
Yeah, floaters.
Yeah,
That's
I can't really talk though.
yeah.
He's good. He's good for one every 2 games.
For now.
For now. Changes to the roster. Speaking of that, streaming.
Oh Lord.
We gotta do that. We gotta do that. We keep talking about it on here, and then we don't do it. So we'll do it this week. We will do it this week. We
I'm
will
about to say
do it.
you have
this
access
week.
to the.
No, that's not important. That's not important. We will do it this week. Hand to God, we will do it this week. Check again the links down below. Go to Twitch, subscribe to us, follow us, whatever. You'll get the notification when we're streaming. We're doing it 2K. Sea of Thieves. We don't know. There's going to be more games than just 2K, but 2K will be the most of it. Leave the reviews. Leave the reviews. The reviews are the most important thing. But I don't know. What I'm still just
You're still just.
the takes tonight. The takes.
I think some of them have been really solid.
I mean, they've been solid. Like
They
Walker
weren't that
Kessler.
bad at all.
Walker Kessler. I'll give you a Walker Kessler. That was really good.
I had a few good ones, but anyway.
You really did. Drunk Angelo is apparently more cognizant than sober Angelo.
Well, he had most good ones.
Yeah, he had some.
There was the Grady dick.
The notes are in the chat, so you guys can check them out, and
Grady
Austin can post them.
Okay.
Grady Dick Golden L Award. I say that's the name for this season.
Episode.
No, this season. No, the Golden L every year. Let's make a decision. Every year, the Golden L Award will be named after a different player, but it will not be because of that player, because that's disrespectful. It will be named because of a bad take from one of us. Whoever has the first Golden L of the season,
I
that
think it should be named
player.
after the first Golden L.
So it's the Grady Dick Golden L right now.
Yeah, it's the Grady Dick Golden L Award.
Okay.
Not because Grady Dick is an L, but because your prediction is an L. So the first Golden L names the award.
Can we call it the Grady Dick Ruby Red Award or the Ruby Red L?
Sure.
Okay.
If that makes you feel better, I'm fine with it. That's a lot of words, and I'm not going to remember it after tonight, but
it's great.
Absolutely.
It'll be in my head, don't worry.
Okay. So let's wrap it up. Thanks for listening, guys. We are back. Next week's episode, we will have NBA regular season games to talk about. It opens with Oh my God, what? Oh, you said what? I thought you started talking. Uh, my bad. I about jumped your throat. Who opens the regular season?
I feel like a bad NBA fan for not knowing that right now.
I knew it yesterday.
I see.
I knew it yesterday. So it's Lakers Nuggets is the first game.
We should have known that.
Tuesday, October 24th, and then Suns Warriors at 10 p.m. And then the rest of the teams jump in on Wednesday, 7 p.m. Pacers Wizards. Finally, Cavs Nets at 7:30, and the Mavericks and Spurs play at 9:30. That is all of our teams.
Yeah.
Oh my God! What if the Spurs just dominate the Mavs and like Wemby drops like 40?
You won't see me next week.
So we might. I'm not making any promises here because we have been very bad about it, but we might release a bonus episode next week. So keep those notifications turned on because we might release one after the first games. We'll see. No promises. Love you. Bye.